Guys, welcome back to day 2 of our challenge to reach 2500. Today is the second day, and as you can see, I just managed to beat an opponent in quite an uninteresting game, an endgame grapple. So, I decided to start this new video, and let's see if we can play some interesting chess. And here we go, we take white again. Our opponent is rated around my rating. Okay, c5, interesting choice. Let us go d5 and play like normal. This opening setup is actually very strange. Usually in the king's inning, you kind of like develop your piece, close up the center, and try to play f5. But in this case, our opponent is playing some strange moves on the queen side, trying to play b5. Let us protect e4, because commonly there's this knight f6 and b5 trick to trick my own e4 pawn. Since he is not making any progress in the center, why don't we bring our queen back and prepare f4 e5. Okay, queen a5, no worries. Let's block the pin. Okay, queen b6. Threatening b2. Actually, why don't we play bishop f4? Because if queen a5 back again, we can play e5. Block up the c3 square, and break open the center. Indeed, our opponent did not play queen a5 again. But this simply allows e5, and we should be better. Let's take with the bishop, rook c8. Now, since the center is open, let's poke a pawn through. And the idea behind which is knight d5, and perhaps taking on this knight. Okay, e6. This leaves a lot of holes in the position. Now I've got an interesting move for you guys, which is knight d5. Because if knight takes, we can take the bishop, he moves the rook, then I take the knight. I'm absolutely winning. And if pawn takes, we can just take here and go down for checkmate. Let's go for this move. I like it a lot. And let's get bishop g7 pre-move in. Okay, expected. And knight f4. Attacking our queen first. Let's play queen e4, protecting g2 and d3 simultaneously, while still attacking the h8 square. Okay, rook h8. Now we have to rook g8. Now we have to decide where to move our bishop. I think bishop f6 makes a lot of sense, taking away even more squares in the center, and perhaps in the near future I might just castle my king somehow. So let's go for this. b5. I don't really want to take, so let's play b3. Rook a8, interesting choice. Let's bring out rook, and this liberates our queen for other purposes. Bishop c8. Let's play queen g3. The idea of which is queen g5 and over there. Okay, rook a7. Let's get queen g5 in. And rook g7. Okay, let's stack rooks on the d file. And he takes. We continue to add pressure on the d-file because our overall target is the d8 square. There's a lot of weaknesses around his position. Look at these dark squares, which allows us for queen e5 to go queen b8. This is checkmate. Takes. And checkmate. Okay, good game. I'm really satisfied. Interesting game, some nice piece sacrifices. And let's take a look at the analysis. Let's track back to the opening. A c5 system. And indeed, after the opening, I am slightly better because of this continued movement of the knight, only to trade off a piece, and no development from my opponent. After which, I consolidated in the center, stopped b5, which is a major threat from the black position. And then we brought our bishop, played e5, and opened up the center. Apparently this is a bad move because of short castle. If I take, there's rook f e8, and this pawn is lost. Very logical, but something that most humans wouldn't think of. But since he played e6, this gives us the opportunity of this beautiful move, knight d5. And as I've said, if e takes d5, we take the bishop, king f8, we come in roaring over here, we take this bishop, if he takes here, we take again, king g7, and we're simply out the piece. But he played knight d5, I played bishop g7, knight f4, I played queen e4, takes, everything's safe. And the key idea here is actually, even though this pawn is very powerful and it is controlling some key squares, it is blocking our infiltration. So guess what? We need to first support the pawn, and then we bring away our pieces to try to infiltrate in some other fashion. This causes our opponent to play the following moves. Now, we don't focus on trying to protect this square, rather rook d2, preparing for rook d1. And indeed, he fell into our trap, played rook d6, and bringing the rook over is simply winning. Here, checkmate is basically unstoppable, bishop d7 only move, queen e5, infiltrating again. He played g5 for some reason, and it's just checkmate. Bishop c8, rook d8 is checkmate. Overall, good game. Kind of fascinating to see how I'm actually down a pawn in the end and have a 40-point advantage. Really interesting, nice game. I really like it. I hope you enjoyed it too, and see you tomorrow for another interesting game. Bye.